gems, welcome back to my channel. I think that's what all the cool kids say when you watch their YouTube videos. If you've never been here before, welcome. My name is Alan and I share tips, tricks, and products to help you live with a little less stress and a little bit more shine. And today what I have for you is we're going to talk about these my mirror is down here. These pesky under eye circles, which are something that I have struggled with, like even when I was 10 years younger and had like no wrinkles on my face. No matter what I did, no matter what product I put underneath my eyes, I always had makeup in the creases, and it would make me look like I had wrinkles when I didn't. But even well, now I do. I'm past those days. But so I've been battling, like, how do I cover these up? And so I want to share with you a couple tips and a few products that I use to get that under control. And I'm just going to do one eye so that you can kind of see the difference a little bit better. So the first thing that you need to cover your under eye circles is water. You have to stay hydrated. That is key. When I am dehydrated, or when I have a week where I'm really busy and I catch myself not drinking a lot of water, the very first thing that I notice is that underneath my eyeballs looks significantly less hydrated. It looks like it's just like more wrinkly, and that it's less plump. And so drink lots and lots and lots of water. That's the best thing for your skin overall, the best thing that you can do for your face. And then so after that, I already have primer on because I did cover up a couple scary pimples before I started this video. So I put primer on my whole face, and I don't get like right up next to my eye, but I do make sure that kind of where the circle starts, that I prime, that I kind of brush over it, not brush because I'm not using brush, but that I just kind of like skim over that when I do put my primer on. And I really love this Stay Matte Primer because I have oily skin for the most part, especially now in the summer months, and so this really helps. One, it helps everything stay in place, and two, it helps me prevent from looking oily later on in the day. And then so once I have that on, I'm probably going to mess up how to say this. I should know better. This is the hardest part of being in fashion, is saying all the names. So the first step is I put on this Yves Saint Laurent. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's called a neutralizer, and it's just a miracle product. It is like a apricot kind of color, like it has a tiny orange tint to it, but I noticed that this really helps with the discoloration under the eye. So I just take it and I draw like a little triangle on each side. Oh, I was only going to do one eye, darn it. Whoops. Alright, well I'll just leave this on one eye. I just kind of brush it in. They say to use your index finger because it has the least amount of like pressure, especially when you're doing anything with your eyes. Alright, so I'm going to leave this eye go. But you can tell that it's a little bit, oh, I got some crystals under there. So you can see that it does help a little bit, but we'll leave that one go for now. Okay, and then so after that, I take my concealer, and I just kind of, a lot of people like brush it underneath the whole entire, like they try to cover up the whole circle. And I understand that sounds like it makes sense, but really all you're doing is putting unnecessary product in the creasiest part of your under eye. And so all you really need to cover is the outline of the circle, because if you get that taken care of, then the other stuff, you can barely notice it. And so what you want to do is just kind of dab along the whole, the bottom of the under eye circle. That's it. And this is from NYX. I love it because it's a really thin concealer. A lot of times the thicker ones, they really sink into the creases, and there are a lot of hydrating concealers that are really great, but they are at a much higher price point. But I haven't found a quality hydrating concealer that is within my budget. And then so after that, you can use your finger if you're in a pinch, but if you want a little bit more of a smooth coverage, then this is the Kat Von D concealer brush. And so just kind of just dab it in. And so you can already see that this under eye circle looks way less. I don't know, hopefully I've never done a video that had to do with something this kind of, I want to say microscopic. I wish my wrinkles were microscopic. That's this kind of, this much detail. And then after that, the last thing is I take, so next I would put on my foundation, but I do avoid the eye area. So once I have this on, like there's no other foundation or anything that goes over my eye, because again, you want to use the smallest amount of product possible. Otherwise, it's just going to sink into all of the creases. And then so I also like the NYX, it's the high definition finishing powder. And so I take that and just, I have another Kat Von D brush because they're my favorite. And then, so this, again, this would be once I had all of my makeup on. And then I look up and I just brush under there to hold it in place. I try to avoid using any kind of colored powder to set the concealer, because again, the color, I notice that if I do something that's like a slight, like a skin tone or something, it's another one of those things where I've noticed I can see the creases more later on in the day. So I like to stick with a translucent powder to set it. And so now you can tell that this under eye circle, it's way less noticeable than this one is. This one, now the color is better because I used that initial first product, the neutralizer. But this one, it's really not as prevalent as it was before. So I hope that you can see this in this video, or I'm going to be really sad, because under eye concealer or under eye circles are such a pain in the butt. But I also want to tell you, at the end of the day, like, they really don't matter. Don't lose sleep over them, literally, because you're only going to make them worse. So get lots of sleep, drink lots of water, and don't put a ton of product on them. A tiny little bit of product goes a really long way, and just these few simple things will help get that stress of under eye circles off your plate, and also make sure that you're using some kind of eye cream at night too. Some kind of, something that's really hydrating. Even if it's an anti-aging cream, make sure that it's meant for intense hydration, and that will help ensure that your under eyes look refreshed in the morning. Okay, that's it. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications. I post a new video every Friday. Sometimes it's beauty stuff, sometimes it's fashion, sometimes it's a little bit more about life. But regardless, everything that I post is all about how to make life simpler and live with a little bit more shine. Okay, that's it. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Friday.